you deal with hundreds of cases, right? Is there a common thread that you have seen? अगर दो तीन हमें जो है learnings या pointers as parents, like कि these three ingredients are always present. There may be several other factors, but ये दो तीन ingredients होते हैं हमेशा for a child well raised. When I say a child well raised, maybe not from the perspective of how much money he is earning, but from the perspective of having a holistic perspective on life, being happy, being like ultimately parents को भी ना ये नहीं चाहिए होता कि बच्चा बहुत पैसे कमाए, बच्चा खुश रहे, जिसको हम बोलते हैं. तो वो दो तीन ingredient and the 2-3 things that you always see in kids who are not happy. They may be earning very well or not earning very well. They may be socially active or not active, but वो खुश नहीं है like. तो ये distinction जो दो तीन buckets, what do you think?
So parental conflict. If the parents are not sorted between themselves, or if they are not sorted, they should not involve the children in their fights. Children should be kept away from the parental conflicts as much as possible. That really impacts a child. In fact, if the father gives a certain message to the child, the mother gives an opposite message, the child gets so confused. Over a period of time, I'm not talking about just once, over a period of time, Freudian theory says that they develop a psychotic disorder. So they don't know who's right. Who should I follow? This one or that one? Because my security is at risk. If my mother doesn't take care of my food, my security is at risk. If my father doesn't take care of my material things. So the parents' conflicts should not be discussed with the children. And
बच्चों के सामने लड़ना भी या कोई भी argumentative नहीं, healthy conversation हो सकता है.
Healthy arguments हो सकता है,
हाँ.
but not unhealthy or negative. You know, where they're calling each other's names and whatever. So that is one aspect, is that parents should not involve the children in the fights. A lot of parents do that. See, your mother is like this. See how she does this. And, you know, pitting the child against one parent and the other parent, pitting the child against the other parent, which is, like I said, the worst thing you can do to a child. And the second ingredient, like I said, is sense of confidence. I can deal with whatever happens. Third is getting the right values. What is right, what is wrong in life, about self-harm, substance abuse, or whatever else. So the opposite, when you talk about unhealthy or unhappy children, you can see that these are the factors that may have resulted in the child being unhappy. And of course, the biological component has to be a part of that.
Before letting you go, Pinky, कोई एक ऐसा case है which is really close to your heart, जो आप, which kind of you would just want to, without naming, of course.
It's a very small case and very sad for me personally, but it kind of it just kind of explains the whole thing that we are talking about. So there was this one young woman who came to me with a three-year-old girl, and she says this girl doesn't listen to me. She has to wash her hands at least 5 times. After counting, 5 times I have to wash, and 3 times she has to wash her feet before she got into bed. So a 3-year-old kid doesn't have the ability to process information, right? And I was trying to figure out, why is she doing that? There must be something which is, somebody may have told her, or maybe the grandparents or something. And then I asked the mother, is somebody else who does that? She said, yeah, I do it. So I said, and she was not a very, kind of open mother. The child has got a problem. Why is she doing this? Never looked at herself, that she's the one who's... So we talked about learned behavior. The child sees the mother doing it, the child is going to copy the mother completely. So I think this... And then she never came back, because I said, you need some treatment for it. Never came back. And that for me is the most telling kind of a case I've been through, and it saddens me a lot.
Right.
The lack of self-awareness of a parent of how they're impacting the child. And then they blame the child.
मुझे ना ये कॉन्वर्सेशन के बाद पिंकी ऐसा लग रहा है मुझे रोज सुबह मेडिटेशन करना चाहिए so that like and every parent to be more mindful
Yeah.
and aware
Yeah.
as you said. I think that is the takeaway for me. पिंकी एक और चीज़ जो मैंने ओवर द पीरियड मुझे बहुत ह्यूजली हेल्पफुल लगा कि अगर आप रात को 20 मिनट 15 मिनट बच्चे के साथ एक वन ऑन वन कॉन्वर्सेशन कर लो ना कि अच्छा मैं बताता हूँ मेरे डे में क्या क्या खराब हुआ एंड देन यू टेल मी, इतना ज़्यादा इंसाइट मिलता है बच्चे के थॉट प्रोसेस में विच आई थिंक अभी तो मैं एक्सपेरिमेंट कर रहा हूँ टेल एज इट प्रोग्रेसेस, बट मुझे अभी तक आई हैव जस्ट गॉट इन टू नो माई किड बेटर आई थिंक. But thank you for this, I think, very informative podcast, Pinky, and thank you for making time.
No, it was really nice, kind of just getting my thoughts across, and I hope some parents can kind of self-reflect and see if they can do some changes to their own, kind of way of how they bring up the child, and we'll have a beautiful generation of Indians coming up because we need it.